wonder if in the newsletter we should find a really good. I bet there's some good speeches again
great.
this time
That's
of
a
year.
good idea. I better scoot up closer. Okay, I'm on my porch swing, and so it's. Let me push it this way a little. Maybe it'll be lighter. Okay,
We're live
that's a
on
little better. We're
Instagram.
live. Hey, good morning. How are you? I'm Mel Robbins, and you're watching Coffee Talk. I am the international best-selling author of The 5-Second Rule, and on September 16th, I have a brand new daytime syndicated talk show, The Mel Robbins Show, that's launching nationwide here in the United States and also in countries around the world. I'm super, super excited. And just like the daytime syndicated talk show, this live broadcast that I do almost every weekday morning, depending upon my crazy schedule, my ADD, and everything else that goes on to derail things in life, I bring you behind the scenes, not only in my life, but in running a media company, reaching nearly 2 million people a day online, and also behind the scenes as we're launching this daytime talk show and as we work with partners like Audible. Yesterday, in fact, we wrapped production on our next audiobook. I'm super proud. I do original audiobooks for Audible, and it's a really cool format because the format is all coaching, where we cast the audiobook and bring in 6 to 8 people from around the world. They get individualized coaching, and then we give you not only the coaching sessions, but we do really extended takeaways and all the research and science behind the advice. They're super cool. This one's called Work It Out, and it's all about how your personal issues are the reason why things at work are not working out. That you bring your full self to work. And so whatever is the good comes to work, and whatever is the not resolved comes to work. And so believe it or not, that boss that triggers you probably is triggering you because of issues in your past. And so it's a super cool project, and we've just wrapped it. And I wanted to just check in today because it's a huge milestone in the Robbins family this week. And I think that it might be a huge milestone for someone in your family right around now. It is graduation season. We have a daughter who is in college, and we have a daughter who is a senior in high school, and we have a son who is a 7th grader. And I was at baccalaureate last night, which if you have never heard that term, don't worry about it. I didn't hear that term until I had a graduating senior either. And it was a really cool non-denominational religious service where all of the churches in our communities and the synagogues and the mosques and just Unitarian churches, like they all came together, the Catholic, and they co-led a super cool service that was really like a mini graduation, almost like a blessing for all of these students. And there was a lot of music and a lot of singing, and there were a lot of speeches, and it got me wondering, if I were giving a graduation speech, which I am not, but if I were, what would I talk about? I want you to think about that for a moment. If you had an auditorium of high school students in front of you, I don't care how old you are. You could be watching this with your mom or dad and you're 14 years old. If you had an auditorium or a football field of high school seniors in front of you, what is the one piece of wisdom that you would impart on high school seniors? I'll tell you what came to mind last night for me as I was listening to all of the advice, which honestly felt like a string of very kind of try, don't be afraid, follow your heart. I kept sitting there thinking, I wish somebody would tell these kids, just don't be an asshole. Like, that's what you need to know. And that if you look around when you're a high school senior at all of these people that you're graduating with, that's your network. Those are enough people for you to make the connections that you need for the rest of your life. Now, look, you're going to go out and meet tons of other people, but it struck me that I think what I would say is don't leave high school incomplete. If you have an issue with somebody, if you've done something wrong, take the time at this moment when you're graduating to apologize. Take this moment to clean it up. Take this moment to thank not just your teachers and your coaches and your mentors and your parents and your grandparents, but also the people and the peers that helped you through what is the hilarious, hellacious, and amazing 4 years that is high school. Because I'm going to tell you something. Those people are going to come back into your life. And when you need a job, guess who you're going to want to talk to? And 10 years from now, when you walk into an interview across this country or your country, guess who might be the person you're reporting to? And so I think it's so important in life to remind people that positivity and being a kind person, it's just not a nice thing to do. It's also the best way to go about life, because life is about relationships and life is about people. And for a long time, because of some screwed up things that happened to me, I was pretty bad at the relationship thing. I was not great at creating relationships. And it meant that as an adult, I've gone back and done a lot of apologizing. But the one thing I would say to high school seniors is relationships matter. At the end of your life, it'll be the most important thing. It won't be the stuff you accomplished. It won't be how much money you made. It won't be the car that you drive or whether you have a house on Nantucket or the Hamptons or the Cape or on the Panhandle or wherever the hell it is that people have houses. It'll be the kind of person that you were and the lives that you've impacted. And you can do that every single day by simply being kind and positive to the people who are around you. So I think that's all I got. If I talk any more about graduation, I'll start crying because I cannot believe that 18 years have gone by like that. And I think that's the other thing. And I wouldn't say it to a high school senior because they just can't possibly comprehend how fast time goes. They're all sort of dazed and confused because they can't believe high school is over. And they're in that in-between moment where you're ending something, but you haven't quite begun something. That in-between moment. And it makes you feel really unsteady when you're in an in-between moment. And so just telling a high schooler, oh, it goes so fast, that doesn't really land when you're in this moment psychologically. But telling you that one of the reasons why I speak with so much urgency is because time is flying by. And if you want one reason to motivate you, extrinsically motivate you to make the changes you need to make, how about this? You're going to die. Your life's going to be over. I can't believe how fast it's going by. I cannot believe I'm 50 years old. I can't believe I have a 20-year-old, an 18-year-old, and a 14-year-old. And what scares me is that I'm going to blink my eyes and my 14-year-old's going to be graduating, and my 20-year-old's going to be out of college, and my 18-year-old's going to be out of college, and next thing you know, I'm going to be 60. And it doesn't scare me to be 60. What scares me is how fast time goes. And that's why I'm here every single day to remind you, you got to make the most of the time that you have, period. And the person who's responsible for making the most of the time that you have is you. So, as I would say to all those high school seniors out there, be a good person. Lift people up. Be positive. Be kind. Stop. Listen. Don't assume the worst. Don't think it's about you, because everybody's got a lot of stuff going on. And if you're kind and you're positive, it doesn't matter if you haven't seen somebody in 25 years. If they remember you as a nice, kind, positive person, they will answer your call, they will make that recommendation, and they will help you and talk to you when you eventually reach out and need them, because you will. Everybody's in your life for a particular reason, which is why it's so important to be kind and positive and to lift people up. Be a good human. That's all you need to know. And with that, I want to tell you, in case nobody else tells you, that I love you. And I believe in you. And I believe in your ability to change the way that you think. I believe in your ability to change the little things that you do. And when you make those little changes in how you think and what you do every single day, it adds up to major transformation in your life. And I can say that because that's how I have full stop changed my life. And it's how I'm coaching millions of people to change their lives too. So have an awesome day. Congratulations to all of the graduates in your life. And remember, it's really simple. Be kind, be positive, and be a good human. I'll see you tomorrow.